What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another top 10 video where we'll be talking about the top 10 looks from Dynasty Warriors 3. I'll be doing each of the games separately. We're going to start off with Dynasty Warriors 3, and these are going to be my picks for the top 10 best looking characters in the game based on their outfit, and mainly their outfit. I mean, I guess their faces, you can't really see them that well. I'm mainly going off of the way the character looks in terms of outfit. With that being said, I don't have much else to say here. We'll start off with an honorable mention like we always do, and we'll jump into the top 10. For me, an honorable mention for the game is going to be Mr. Jiang Wei. I like Jiang Wei in this game. I like the way his older look looked in this game. I just like in the game that he has the green mixed with kind of the purple. It kind of signifies that he was once a Wei character and then became a Shu character. And he kind of has that mix of both of the colors with him with that purple. So it's nice to see that he has that balance on him as a character. And I like the way he looked. I like this ponytail look. I liked what he kind of stood for in this game, his presence. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the top 10 looks from Dynasty Warriors 3. Let me know what you guys think about my list down below. Alright, starting off with number 10, we have Mr. Taishi C. So Taishi C is going to come in at number 10 for me. I like the way he looked in the older games. The cohesiveness with his look versus the weapon he had really fit him. He's dressed in armor from head to toe. He has quite a presence about him within the game, and I just like the way that his armor kind of encompasses him. He looks a little goofy with the helmet. The helmet's a little goofy looking, I'm not gonna lie. It gets better with the later iterations, but in Dynasty Warriors 3 I think he has a nice solid armored look. I always like characters that were coated in armor, granted that they look good, and for me Taishi C is one of those characters that look good. That's why he's gonna be at number 10. Next up, coming at number 9, we have Shu Huang. The main reason he's there is because he stood out versus all the other Wei characters. He's pretty much coated in white, kind of got that Assassin's Creed kind of look, and I've always liked that he had that look to him, this mystical, almost elegant kind of look. Even though he's part of the Wei Kingdom, his outfit lets him stand out, and that's why he's here at number 9. I don't have much else to say about that. I think he looks great in the game, similar to Taishi C having that presence. You see him running towards you, and you're like, this guy is pretty intimidating. Let me make sure I don't die here. But in terms of his outfit, in terms of his look, I think he looks really good in this game. I really like his look in Dynasty Warriors 3, and that's why he's here at number 9 for me. Next up, coming in at number 8, might be an unusual pick. You guys will let me know. I think Liu Bei actually had a great look in Dynasty Warriors 3. He's one of the few characters that I can actually, his look is ingrained in my memory, maybe because he's part of so many of the pre-rendered cutscenes, but I actually like the way he looked in this game. I like the facial hair he's given, his outfit's really nice, and even though he's got like the lunch lady like wig thing on his head, I don't know, I kind of like the way Liu Bei is represented in the game. He's got the mix of general or an officer, but he's also got kind of the peasant tree look. Like he's got that humble, like he comes from the dirt basically, and that's what's represented in his look for me. I like that he has kind of that villager-esque, peasant-ish type look. He's like a relatable kind of character. I don't know, I just like the way he looked in Dynasty Warriors 3, one of the characters that stood out for me, and that's why he's here at number 8. Alright, next up, coming in at number 7, we have the Frenchiest of Frenchmen, Mr. Zhang Liao. So I think he looked really good in Dynasty Warriors 3. I think just because of who he was in the game, that kind of lends to it as well. A lot of people enjoyed playing him, kind of his interactions and everything like that. But for me, I think his look in the game is pretty streamlined. He looks pretty good for his character, and he's always been one of my favorites to play. And the compatibility with his weapon in that game just takes his look to a new level. He's just a good looking character. I like the way he looks in the game, and that's pretty much all I have for him. Number 7, Zhang Liao. Alright, coming in at number 6, this character always stood out to me in terms of his look, and that's going to be Lu Xun. So Lu Xun has an interesting look to him. I like the sharpness that's represented with his look. So he's got the thing on his back, the little wings that represent the bird that he's affiliated with, and of course his helmet's also got hints of sharpness as well, along with his shoulder blades and a lot of the accents in his outfit alone. And then of course having the dual swords, always a really cool character to play with. He's just one of those characters that looks really good in the game. I think Dynasty Warriors 3 is a good look for him. I think he looks pretty solid. I like the gauntlets that he has, the armbands. Everything just fit really well for this character in Dynasty Warriors 3. And for me, he's one of my favorite in terms of looks from Dynasty Warriors 3, and that's why he's here at number 6. Alright, starting off the top 5, we've got the notorious pirate himself, Gan Ning. Now, Gan Ning coming at number 5 is a no-brainer for me. He was one of the first characters I remember when I played back in the day that he looked really interesting to me. Tattoos really accentuated the character, the hairstyle, the little feather that he has. Also like minimalist character. If you guys watch my Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires walkthrough, you'll notice the character I make is a very stealthy, minimalist look. And that's what I like about Gan Ning in Dynasty Warriors 3, is that he has a similar look. He has no shirt on, he's just got his tattoos that accentuate accentuate his body, and then he's got his basic pants on with his bells, and that's all he needs. Got his headband, a little bow on the back, and that's it. That's a great character look for him, and that's why I think he's a great choice here at number 5. For me, he always drew me to play, and that's why Gan Ning's going to be here at number 5 for me. Alright, next up, coming in at number 4, we have, it's probably because he was on the cover or like the back of the game, so I always was looking at him as a kid and I always wanted to play with him. That's going to be Zhao Yun. He just represents what you want from a Dynasty Warriors character in this game. Stance, the way he holds his spear, just everything connects really well into a really good looking character. Love the headband again, love the simplicity of the character. He's got your basic light armor on. One of my favorite looking characters from the Dynasty Warriors series, and that's why he's going to be here at number 4 for me. He was a character that always stood out. I've always wanted to play, and his look was one of the main reasons why. That's why he's here at number 4. Next up, coming in at number 3, we have Mr. Xiahou Dun. So Xiahou Dun coming in at number 3, starting off the top 3 for me, because he was a character, just like I mentioned in his video, very interesting to watch. He had the eye patch on, he's got the cape, he got a long blade, long hair, and he's got a similar style to that of some of the other characters. He's got the light armor on, maybe a little heavier. He's got a little heavier, he's got the big shoulder blades, the big thigh pads. I think Xiahou Dun from Dynasty Warriors 3 was always intriguing to me. He had the eye patch, which was a dead giveaway of like what happened to this character. And you play through him, you see him, interact with people. He's like, this character's really badass, and his look for me is one of the best within the game. It's one of the first ones that caught my eye as a kid, and to this day I think he still has one of the best looks to the game in general. I mean, he's one of the few that has such a signature look to him, and the eye patch and everything really sells it for me, and that's why he's up here at number 3. Alright, coming in at number 2, one of my favorite characters that got me into the game, his hands down best look in the entire series, we've got Zhang He. The reason that he is number 2, not just because of the look, but kind of what his look like reminds me of, and what his look kind of reminds me of. So first of all, his claws, right? So we have his claws, and we have the handles of the claw, like the outside portion, the thing that decorates kind of the claws, the little wrist thing. It kind of reminded me of one of my favorite shows from a kid, the Lost Galaxy Power Rangers, because they had something on their wrist as well from this movie I used to watch that looked very similar to what Zhang He has on his wrist. So I think one of the main draws for me for this character was because of that parallel, and then also I remember that when I was a kid, and even to this day, my favorite superhero is Wolverine, right? And he's special ability is the claws that come out of his hand. So seeing a character that had claws and then had like a similar like Power Ranger looking item on his hand was a dead giveaway for me to try this character out. And just because I fell in love with the character during the time, his voice line, everything like that, everything else with the character in terms of his looks and appearance for Dynasty Warriors 3 was absolutely amazing. Don't have anything to complain about with his looks. He's one of my favorites from this game in particular, and that's why he's up here at number 2. And then finally, taking the gold medal, coming in at number 1, we have Mr. Ma Chao. Now you can't tell me Ma Chao is not one of the best looking characters in Dynasty Warriors 3. Coated in armor from head to toe, he's got the dragons all over him, and he looks freaking sick. I mean, I think he has a dragon on every part of his body. He's got a dragon for the belt, he's got a dragon helmet, dragon for the knees, he's got like scales on his feet and arms. He looks really badass in the game, and definitely one of the main draws for me to wanting to play him, and I'm assuming a lot of other people that wanted to play as Ma Chao. He looked badass, he was fun to use, difficult to fight against, he has a really big AoE attack, but his look for me in Dynasty Warriors 3 is what really sold me as a character. He just looks so freaking badass. Dragon, just encapsulating a dragon within one of these characters is always really cool. I mean, the game's about fighting on a battlefield, killing thousands. You want to be a dragon, right? You want to be something that's awesome that can take things out like that, and his parallel to that, mythological creature is what gives him the edge and the number 1 spot on my list. And that's pretty much all I have for the video, guys. I don't have much else to say about it. We're just going strictly off of their outfits. I can't really go into the lore of why they look like that, or what made the designer design them that way, but they have their design for whatever reason, and these are my picks for, I believe, the ones that attracted me the most to wanting to play them, right? The coolest looks in the game. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for the list, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, definitely appreciate a like, comment, or subscribe. We'll be doing Dynasty Warriors 4 next and my favorites from that game, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.